talking with Mike Landon, who will star this Saturday night in Little House on the Prairie on NBC. That's from children's, was it children's book or from a series of books?
The initial show, it's a pilot for a series. The initial show is from the book Little House on the Prairie by Laura Ingalls Wilder. She wrote 9 books. They've sold some 40 million copies. They're really kind of a marvelous set of children's books. My kids love them.
Yeah, less people think that the whole thing is crazy comedy or something.
Oh, no. It's the show itself, of course, is not all outtakes. There's a lot of the regular stuff in there, too.
We were talking about practical jokes. What's the thing you started to tell me? And I said, save it and share with the audience.
You were talking about how complicated practical jokes got. Well, we had a particular director on the show, and he got into a practical joke situation with Dan. Well, it started out with an ant, and then went to a fly, to a mouse. Now Dan, while the man is working at the studio, has an ostrich delivered to his apartment and put inside.
A live ostrich?
Live ostrich, yes. And when he came home, it had fun with his carpeting, and also ate his lampshades, and just absolutely wiped out the guy's apartment. Now Dan goes to work, and the guy's not going to bother to pull another trick on Dan, because he's ready for it now. Dan's wife was not ready. She's sitting having her coffee one morning, and a limousine pulls up, and a man gets out in a turban with about 15 suitcases. Comes up, and he said, I am Turan. I will have to be at your home for only approximately 4 or 5 months until Baba is able to physically cope with you and the children. And she said, well, she was such a friendly woman. She was marvelous. Well, fine. She doesn't know what Baba is. Where is Baba? He will be coming in a moment. The moving van cannot move as quickly as the limousine. It's an elephant. Delivered to his house, walks up the front of his brick steps, crushes all the steps. The guy takes the thing into the backyard and puts it in the pool. Now Dolph calls the studio to talk to Dan. Dan immediately knows what it is, so he gets with the director, and they both play the joke on Dolph. He says, Bob will be very happy in a pool, and that's why we have a pool. So an elephant can have a bath.
Just for the practical
Just for a joke.
What was the one, I don't think it's apocryphal, but one of the great, I think we talked about on the show once, about the fellow who bought, when the Volkswagens first came out and were popular in this country, the guy had heard about the great mileage. So he buys a Volkswagen, and his friends at night, and the guy would drive, I think he lived in Long Island, would drive into New York to work, maybe 30, 40 miles, and at night his friends would go over and fill the gas tank. Now the guy keeps driving for...
That's beautiful.
He's driving for like 2 weeks, and the gauge really hasn't even moved at all. And he thinks this is so great. So what they go for about 2 weeks that way, where the guy hasn't used any gas, and now they go at night and they start siphoning the gas out.
Oh.
Now the guy goes to the Volkswagen dealer and he says, I don't know what happened, he says. He says, I was getting the usual 200 miles per gallon the first week. Can you imagine that? There are all kinds of wild jokes like that. Somebody used to, some lady had, most of these from H. Allen Smith's book, The Complete Practice, had a goldfish in a little aquarium. And the friends would visit her. Each time they would come in, they would add a fish just a little bit larger. And every day this goldfish, or week by week. And finally, this fish was about this size, and then reverse the process. You can absolutely drive people crazy that way.
That is funny.
And then the fish would get smaller. You got to go to a lot of work to do those kind of jokes.
Oh, yeah. But it's fun.
Hey, last time you were here, you were kind of putting down your vacation in Hawaii. Did you have any repercussions on that?
Well, I didn't really put down my vacation in Hawaii. I put down one day when I took the 97 island tour. But I did get got a note from the Chamber of Commerce.
Did you really?
Yeah, they've sent an aerial map to Tokyo. It's going to be delivered on December 7th of my house. No, they had a little blurb in the paper about it, but I'm going back to Hawaii and swim with the dolphins. And
yeah, you had good accents when you were doing the Indian thing. Does that come easy to you, picking up dialects and accents?
Well, it does when you are from India. I was not really born on the Ponderosa.
I did not know that. All right, let me sell something. Then we're going to bring out, we have Carl Reiner with us tonight, Joanna Cassidy, and Miss Gloria Loring after this brief pause.